Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to chat with you about a requested video. I had a few of you wonder how on earth my dad could live off so little money. Now he does make more money than $1,000 a month, but if he needed to, unless there were emergency things, his average expenses he lives off around $1,000 or so a month, maybe a little bit more. But I wanted to touch base with you guys to tell you what he pays for some of the bigger expenses. That was the question that I got from some of you, because I'll be honest, if someone tells me they can live off $1,000 a month, I'm like, where do they live? How on earth can they make this happen? Now there are people out there doing it, and I've seen videos on this and they show you a breakdown. It's going to depend on a lot of factors. Number one, where do you live? Are you living with someone? Well, let me start with this. He lives in a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. They don't have school tax there. Like I live in a suburb of Dallas, Texas. The school taxes, we have 3 taxes. We have city, county, I guess you would say, and school tax. Well, our school tax for the year is $1,900 a year. My dad doesn't have that. So his taxes for the incomplete year is $1,200. So that's all he pays for that. And then also, I don't know how much he pays for homeowners, so I'd have to ask. But his car insurance, he doesn't drive that often. He has a golf cart. And his car insurance, he just has liability. But like I said, he barely has any miles on his truck and he rarely drives it. So he only pays $50 a month for that. So it's not that much at all. And I know you pay less if you drive less miles. I'm not sure how that works, but that's all he pays for that. Now medical, he does have Medicare, okay? And I don't know how much Medicare is. I think it's around $178 a month or so, but he does have that. And he really rarely goes to the doctor, and he doesn't have to take any medication. The only thing that my dad has going on is he has macular, but he has the dry kind. So he takes eye vitamins. He goes to the VA a lot. My dad was in the Marines, so he utilizes a lot of those services. My dad looks around for services. A lot of people don't realize there's services out there that are discounted or free. You might get them at a local pharmacy, things like that. And so he does keep up with regular doctor appointments, but how he stays healthy is by exercising, by walking, exercising, lifting weights. He does weight training, and eating low or very little sugar and eating small amounts and keeping his weight down, and keeping physically active and doing as much for himself as he is able to do. So he really doesn't have a lot of medical expenses, okay? Now, if something comes up, like he needs to pay for something, let's say that, you know, his water heater goes out, he would be able to pay cash for that. My dad does as much as he can, but obviously there's things he wouldn't be able to do. Water heater would probably be one of those things. He would just pay cash for that. So I told you about the services. Basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, because my dad can live off a smaller amount, he doesn't have debt and he doesn't have a lot of bills, he has leftover money. And what he does is he saves that money so that when things come up that are bigger type items that he doesn't want to do himself, he can pay for those things. But I will tell you a couple things about my father. First of all, if he can do it himself, he does. But if he knows himself and he knows if there's things he can't do, he doesn't mind paying for them. But what my dad does do is he gets referrals, he talks to people, and he does his research before just paying somebody. If somebody stops at the house and offers to do a job, he doesn't just automatically hire them to do it. He might take their information and he hunts around and does some research on it and looks at other people, find out what they're charging, and he goes with what he thinks is the best value with the price. So my father does a lot of research before making decisions. But because my father can live off a smaller amount, because he doesn't have a lot of bills, I did look, his water bill averages, because it's a little more where he lives, is anywhere from $60 to $86 a month. His electric bill, I looked at it, was $48. So it kind of gives you this. He doesn't have the cable TV. But the main thing that I think many of us need to look out for are bigger expenses. And because he doesn't have a lot of what I call bills and expenses, he has leftover money. So he can take any of that leftover money, put it into what I would call an emergency savings. And so when he needs a new washer, a new refrigerator, and all of that, he's able to pay cash for those items instead of going in debt. He also does, I'm going to end with saying this, he maintains everything to the best of his ability. He does get warranties on everything also. And so this is what my dad does. I'm sure there's more information. I hope it was helpful, but I'm going to end with saying this. The more money we can have left over after the end of the month, or even if you wanted to put it in at the beginning of the month, the more money we can have left over to be able to put towards an emergency fund or for expenses coming up of things that you need, and we can pay cash for that stuff, it gives us a lot of freedom and a lot less stress. So that's how I'm going to end this. Let me know what you guys think. Any requested videos, please send me an email. I will do it the following week. Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye now.